William Barr's cover-up of Donald Trump's collusion in collaboration with Russia into the influencing of the 2016 election. The special counsel Robert Mueller did not even make a judgment as to whether collusion or conspiracy or collaboration with Russia occurred. He did not even make an inference at all. He deferred this decision completely to a Trump loyalist named William Barr. And the conflict of interest cannot be any more clear. William Barr, the son-in-law of William Barr, reportedly joined the president's own White House legal team. So let's stop there. So the acting attorney general appointed by Donald Trump himself, his own son-in-law is serving in the president's legal team that is defending itself from all these collusion and conspiracy allegations. That is legitimately the first part of the cover-up. It's the nepotism in the family that we see with Donald Trump's unqualified family members in the White House. We see this in action again with William Barr. Okay, you have my son-in-law join my legal team, then you can make me attorney general. I will be sure that you get off scotch-free. Well, allegedly, that is only the first part of the soap opera that is going to come. Because the Democrats don't even need to convict the president of conspiracy against the United States. They only need to bring him up on charges of obstruction of justice in order to convict the president. Robert Mueller ended the investigation with charges against 37 defendants. In gematria, it is cover up that equals 37. That's what you see with the 37 charged individuals. They are covering up all the allegations against the deep stater, Donald Trump, who is friends with many politicians and Russian mobsters who have laundered money to Trump Tower. He gets away scotch-free of doing this perpetually for decades, ever since the 1980s. It is impeached that also equals 37. It is Pence 2019 that equals 37. So we're seeing a cover-up on collusion and conspiracy, but we are seeing the plot metal towards impeachment for obstruction of justice. Because it's William Barr that equals 118 AG. It is obstruct that also equals 118. That's exactly what William Barr did. That's where you see with the son-in-law joining Donald Trump's legal team. Now it's Donald Trump that equals 48. It is obstruction that equals 48. What did Donald Trump do? He fired James Comey because he would not end the Russian investigation. In other words, Donald Trump had something to hide. Guilty people just don't plead guilty because they are innocent. They plead guilty because they have something to reveal. Right? If they were truly innocent, why not fight it out in court? Why plead guilty? These are not actions of guilty people by any means. It's very clear that James Comey did not end the investigation into Matt Flynn, who did lobbying on behalf of pro-Russian politicians in Turkey. That's what Matt Flynn did. Matt Flynn lied to the FBI about negotiating with the Russian ambassador to end sanctions with the Russian government. That's exactly what happened. So he fires James Comey. And then James Comey would not end the investigation. He asked Comey to drop the Flynn investigation. And he fired him. That is the first act of obstruction that will be brought up in the House of Representatives when they charge the president with simply obstruction of justice. They can still get him on that charge. They don't even need conspiracy against the United States. The deep state can still bring down Donald Trump for his open attacks against America as a leader of the free world, right? We want to weaken NATO and all this. We want to make Russia stronger. Again, that's what the retards who continue to defend this guy really don't get what the deep state really wanted from the Trump presidency. which is war. Jeff Sessions was forced out as Attorney General. Trump installs the Loyalist Matthew Whittaker instead. Whittaker has openly attacked the Russia investigation. This is a politically biased appointee. This was the interim Attorney General before the appointment of another political appointment, which was William Barr. The decision, you don't summarize a 400-page report in 4 pages without omission of key material statements of fact. That's exactly what happened with the 4-page summary. The report was not even released yet. But the House can subpoena for Donald Trump's tax returns. They can issue a subpoena for Robert Mueller to reveal what he knows, since he deferred his own decision to the Loyalist William Barr. This is exactly how the cover-up is truly in action as it is. Obstruction of justice. President Trump goes 84. Biggest midterm victory for the Democrats since Watergate. Well, what charges were Richard Nixon brought up? There were 3 charges brought up against Richard Nixon. One of them was obstruction of justice. Obstruction of justice, abuse of power, and contempt of Congress. Now, contempt of Congress would occur if Donald Trump were to continue to declare a national security at the border, which we know is fake news, and we knew that the migrant caravan was fake news. It was all political gimmicks right before an election. This is how Donald Trump is abusing power. Trump can be brought up on charges of abusing of power as well, with the whole government shut down and then sending the National Guard to the border for a non-existent threat. Again, all the fucking idiots in America have turned this country, have turned this White House, have turned our political system into reality TV. In other words, a big, complete joke. Obstruction of justice. And the same thing's going to happen to Donald Trump in 2019. The subpoena for the tax returns for Robert Mueller and what he knows about Donald Trump. Keep in mind that William Barr is a deep stater. William Barr was the same guy who urged Bush to pardon a number of key figures involved in the selling of weapons to Iran. This was known as the Iran-Contra scandal. It involved the illegal sale of arms to Iran and anti-government guerrillas in Nicaragua. Bush's decision to pardon Weinberger and others is often listed as among the most controversial examples of the president exercising pardon power in U.S. history. So that's probably why Donald Trump brought up Barr about pardoning certain individuals involved in his campaign. This is a completely corrupt, unethical, and non-credible individual, William Barr. Him and Trump got a deal to get his son-in-law a job, to defend Trump, and then to send Trump away scotch-free with the initial summary. Now is about the tax returns and the House subpoena to special counsel Robert Mueller. Once the report is actually released, unlike what the gullible far right is telling you, public perception is going to change immensely, and there is going to be bombshell revelation to reveal once we reach part 2 of this. Now, Barr was appointed AG on February the 14th. This is all for show right now. The summary is all to get you to, no collusion, no conspiracy, yada, yada, yada. And these people have no idea what are the next things that are going to happen with the investigation of Donald Trump, because the investigation is still continuing nonetheless. The day after February the 14th, this is 37 days. So this is lining up with the cover-up gematria. This is lining up with the impeached gematria. Obstruction is a very serious felony at the top. Obstruction of justice. Donald Trump has obstructed the Russia investigation. Obstructed equals under 27 and 37. Trumpsky may have obstructed the investigation right now with his firing of James Comey and Jeff Sessions and his appointment of Matt Whittaker, and then William Barr, whose son-in-law joined the president's own legal team, and a redacted 4-page summary omitting key statements of fact when the actual report was over 300 pages, just spells the fact that this is a major cover-up.